When getting started with StarfishETL, the first thing you will want to do is create a new project document. You can do that from the ribbon with the New Project Document button. This will open up a standard Windows Save dialog box where you can save your file. I'll go ahead and put mine on my base C drive, but you would probably want to create a directory to save your Starfish files, as well as likely your origin files like Excel files or your Access database, unless you're connecting to something saved in the cloud. Once you've created your first file, it will take you to the General tab of the ribbon. Across the top of the screen, we have New Job. A job is the actual thing that reads from the source, writes to the destination, and you create the map between your source and destination. Once you've created jobs, you have the option of renaming them, copying them, deleting them, or switching the job order. If you want to view the source code for your file, including all of the jobs, you can click Project XML Source Edit. And of course, you'll want to update your license with your license number as well as company name. Below that, we have SMTP server setup. And this is used to send out error alerts if you schedule your jobs to run for an integration and they stop working. We have some custom engine settings and variables. You can add variables here. These could be things like tracking the last time a specific job ran, or tracking user IDs, or other variables like that. And there are Starfish commands you can write in scripts that will write data and read data from the custom engine settings and variables. I would encourage you to check out our wiki at wiki.starfishetl.com and look at the Starfish class functions. We also have a notepad here for project notes. I store things here like login information or URLs I need, or notes about what the project is doing in case I set up an integration and come back to it a year later and need to update it or figure out what went wrong with it. The first thing you'll want to do after creating your file is you'll want to create a new job. You'll give your job a name. And that brings up even more tabs across the top of our ribbon. We can set up our origin. And you can choose from any one of our connectors that you've purchased access to. And you may have to scroll because there are a lot of connectors available. The destination is similar. You would choose your destination connector and fill in your username, password, server, really whatever it needs. For example, in an Excel file, all you have to do is pass in the path to the Excel file. Mapping is where you create your maps. Your map can't do anything without a stage. So you first have to click Manage Stages. And it's warning me you cannot do this because it can't access the source Excel file. But if you had a source available, you can choose your stage type, Insert, Update, Update/Insert, and Delete. Choose your table, map your fields. Once you've created your map, you can preview the first row or any number of rows by cycling through them. It'll give you the destination stage results, as well as a log of what every single field mapping is doing and what every script is resulting in. And then once you're happy with your previews, you can run the job. You can choose what logging level you want. None or high are probably the most used. You can choose your thread count. We generally suggest using 1 to 4 threads. Some people have had luck with more. And you can choose whether you want to begin at the first row or begin at, let's say, the 1000th row. Maybe your job got interrupted the last time you were running it, so you want to start at row 1001. And you can choose when you want to end after row. I do this a lot. I'll run just the first row. That way I can test. In addition to the preview, I'm testing the job actually running, and I can look at the result into the end system, the destination system. And there's a checkbox for chain jobs. If you choose to create a bunch of jobs up here, like insert accounts, then insert contacts, then insert opportunities, you can chain them all together, and it'll just run them one after the other. Once you're happy with the setup, you just click Start, and it'll run the job and put any results out down here. And of course, save those results to your history we already looked at. Some people get confused by the Deploy to Web Service button. That just pushes the map you've created out to the IIS instance, which actually runs the Starfish map. So you have the Starfish administrator here, and when you're previewing and doing your mapping and testing your origins and destinations, it's doing all that locally. But the actual service itself, for integration purposes, runs on an IIS web service. So you can deploy it out there, and you could deploy your integration and turn on the Starfish service to run that integration. Or you can just click Start to run it manually, and every time you click Start, it also deploys it to the web service.